Hi, Dia Irby here, your local community leader and real estate agent, here to introduce you to another neighbor, someone that's making a difference in your area, in the Bull City. Listen up and see what they have to say. I'm so excited today to visit with Virginia George from Crafts and Drafts. What a fabulous place.
Thank you.
And I would like for you to just start off by telling us about your business.
Yeah, absolutely. So Crafts and Drafts is a walk-in crafting bar and bottle shop here in North Durham. So you can walk in without a reservation. If you have a group that's 6 people or less, you pick out one of our craft kits. Each of the craft kits has instructions included so that each of your members of your party could do something different if you would like. Grab a beer, wine, cider, or seltzer from our bar, and then you can walk yourself through the instructions. And our staff are there as needed, but otherwise we will leave you alone to enjoy your company and your beverage.
Awesome. I've heard of wine and art, or
wine and design,
wine and design or whatever. But I've never heard of Crafts and Drafts, and I think this is fabulous because it brings in maybe the male side of the population. Is there a myth about? I mean, maybe people don't know enough about this kind of establishment to have an opinion that's wrong. But if they did, is there something you want to bust the myth about?
Yeah, I mean, I think that with this being a new concept, and it was a theory I had before we opened this place, but I think one of the big myths that for me has definitely been broken over the last couple years of being open is the myth that women don't enjoy beer or that men don't enjoy crafting. And what we've actually found is that in this like very welcoming, gender neutral space, you see a lot more women expressing their desire to learn about beer when they feel like they're in a safe space to ask, and a lot of men asking to do craft kits, even like cross stitch and kits that are generally considered more feminine. When they feel like they're in a safe space to do so. So,
awesome.
So that's been very cool.
Yeah, that is the myth to bust.
Yes,
it's good for all, and you do have a multitude of beers that are local. Are they?
Yes, yeah. So we try to keep our selection to 95% hyper-local, independently owned breweries. We also try to have like some really different beers, so stuff that you're not going to find at the Harris Teeter around the corner. So yeah.
Awesome. So is there a trivia or facts that would be interesting? A couple of, or maybe terminology? Are there some special beer terminologies? Like if I wanted to ask for a kind of beer, what is a kind of beer and what terminology would I use to ask for?
That's a good question. I guess just in terms of like the style of beer, it depends on, they kind of go from lighter to darker, hoppier to not hoppy, fruited. I mean, there's all kinds of different styles of beer that our staff are definitely able to help people with.
What is an IPA?
That stands for an India Pale Ale.
Okay.
So IPAs, even just the IPA section, you can have fruited IPAs, you can have sour IPAs, you can have coffee IPAs. So really, like a lot of times people have said, they don't like IPA because they're just familiar with what IPAs were when the craft beer scene first, because the craft beer scene is still relatively new, but a lot of what people know is kind of what we call the West Coast style now, which is a very, very hoppy beverage. But now we've seen, these New England style IPAs that are kind of more fruity, juicy, like they're the hazy IPAs. They can be a lot more floral. And so we have a lot more like IPA drinkers than we used to, as people are starting to give IPAs a chance again and realize that an IPA is not just even though it's one style of beer, it encompasses a huge amount of different palates.
Wow, you used a number of terms. Coffee. In India,
Yeah,
Why did all of this?
I am not exactly, I am not versed on the history of it, but yeah.
Well, it's like saying I like to eat meat. Well, and I like to have a beer, but
Right.
meat could mean pork, chicken, and beef, and/or beef steak or ground beef. I mean, yes. So
Yeah.
I'm understanding that there are multitudes. So it would be awesome if people would come in regularly and try a different beer every time.
Yes, absolutely. And we do have a mix and match section, so people can try some of our like weirder beers that we have, or just venture into something they haven't had before.
So come with a group of people, and each of you have your little flight cups and pour the beer and taste it, and then decide what to buy and take home, maybe.
Yeah, so we don't do flights at this time. It's something we have considered doing for 2022, but we do have 10-ounce pours. So if people want to try a bunch of different things, they can definitely get like the smaller pour option. And
Yeah, well, then you could each bring your own cup and share the same tin.
I mean, that's true. Yeah, there's not.
I mean, heck, I want them to try.
So long as everyone's over the age of 21, that is totally fine.
That's great. That's great. So if someone did want to come and experience this fabulous establishment, what are some tips? 3 tips to get the best experience that you would recommend?
Oh man, I mean, I don't know. I mean, because you don't need to research the crafts beforehand. We have examples that people can see. I would say you'll want to give yourself a few 2 to 3 hours just in case you won't decide to go with one of the longer crafts that we have. I don't know.
And if you're with the group, you maybe don't want one person to pick a 30-minute and somebody else to pick a 3-hour.
True. Yes. Although
That's
we do have coloring books available for free. And we have some that are geared more towards like adults and stuff, like mandalas and stuff. We also have ones that are good for kids. But we do have coloring books available if someone did absolutely want to get a 30-minute craft and then their person that they're with wanted a 2-hour craft. But yeah, generally.
Or they could just drink some more beer.
To pass the time. Exactly.
That would be a craft in itself.
Yes, exactly.
Well, that's great. So what do you love about this area, your community here in Durham?
Yeah, I mean, North Durham has been amazing. I think it's one of the best kept secrets of Durham. I don't know that this is still true, that it's like still considered kind of one of the more affordable areas, which is nice, especially for younger people like myself, younger home buyers. So we've seen a lot of people coming in that are saying that they're new to the neighborhood, and they're always like younger couples, because I think that's what it's really like drawing in a younger crowd. So yeah, I love this area for that. I think there's a lot of promise that North Durham has. But Durham in general is just such a great community. We've been shown a lot of love from this area. I say that Durham is kind of like this very innovative, like growing tech hub that somehow still has kept all this charm of almost like a small town, because we have regulars that come in that say, hi, I saw like 3 different regulars last night. And, there's just some things that I don't think that you would get that in some other areas or cities that are as big as Durham. Yeah, so that's very cool.
And you're not from here originally.
I'm not. No, I'm initially from Kansas. Yes, I am North Carolinian and a Durhamite by choice. So.
All right.
Yeah.
So, describe, or do you have a description of your ideal customer?
I mean, I think it's a little bit broad. I would say generally, like, they probably are young, professionals in the 25 to 50-year-old range, generally speaking.
Do you have to be artistic?
No, you do not. So we have crafts. That's a great question, Dia. I'm so happy you asked. We have crafts that are, definitely for the more creative types, ones where, we have a canvas as an option. We always have a canvas, call it Canvas Freestyle, where we'll give you a canvas, we'll give you the paints and the paintbrushes, and you can paint whatever comes to your mind. Or we have a Pinterest board with a whole bunch of ideas if you want a little bit of inspiration, but you feel capable of copying that. And then we also have hyper templated designs where the designs are provided, and you just need to follow the instructions. So,
Oh, good.
Yes.
And I noticed terrariums.
Mhm.
That's great. And are they guaranteed to like stay alive? Because I'm not good with plants.
We can't guarantee that they'll stay alive, but they are succulents, so they're probably one of your
They're
safer bets.
Hardier.
They
more
are
likely
hardier.
To survive my
Yeah.
kale. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Where do you see yourself, the business, say in 5 or 10 years?
I definitely think the hope is that we would expand. So right now we're one location in Durham, which we absolutely love, but there is a lot of opportunity we feel for this business to grow. We haven't yet seen a normal year yet because we
true.
opened 5 months before the pandemic.
Okay,
So
good timing.
I think I know I heard that's a great time to open a bar. So we're really excited we're hoping, knock on wood, that 2022 is finally a year where we can see really the full potential that we have with this one location. And if that proves to be what we think it could be, then the plan would be to open more locations. So
Awesome.
yeah, so here's hoping.
Is there one last thing you would like to say to the people out there about yourself or the store or?
Yeah, I would say one of the fun facts about this area too, or about this business, is it's very much a DIY bar, as in myself and family and friends pretty much created the whole thing. Outside of what we needed a professional to come and do, like plumbing and electrical. My dad and brother and I made the tables. I did the bar top by myself. I've done every sign that's in here, every bit of painting. So it really is like a labor of love, and has been from day one.
Well, I know as soon as people find you, they will totally enjoy it, and I hope that great success to you to come. So thank you so much for the opportunity to find out more about crafts and drafts.
Thank you, Dia. I
I'll
appreciate
have information about your store, the store hours, links to your website, a phone number, email, all of that included. And best to you.
Thank you, and same to you.
All right, bye now. Until next time, see you around the city.